change me with that. I'll guarantee you that. Something as simple as having well, it's not really simple, is having an upper respiratory infection. You're not feeling the greatest. It's inconvenient at best. There's always a medicine for that. Then when you're feeling better, you realize that I overcame something, man. It could have turned into something worse, especially as you age. There's always complications. But then you get through this. And even for something like this, you didn't get into a bad accident where you were mangled. No, you had an upper respiratory system infection, which could have turned into something worse if you didn't get it treated. What's the obvious thing to do? You got something going on, you treat it. You don't ignore it. Like I said, there's some things in life that you can't ignore. You can't just say, oh, fuck it, let it be, life goes on. Nah, it's not always that way. We'd like it to be that way, but it's not the way it is. There are consequences in every single thing you do in your life. And the sooner you realize it, the better it is. Sometimes you need to let sleeping dogs lie. Whatever the expression. Cliche or not. Too late it's happening. What does that mean, evil rabbit? I'm not going to be on air real long. This is show number 4. Oh, come on, dude. You're sliding back into regular shows again, aren't you? No, I'm not. Do you know I'm not? Look at the frequency. No, I'm not. And I feel compelled to always say that when I actually do a broadcast on here. I told you I'm comfortable with the status quo. Never been more comfortable. It's okay to express yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. That's if you got something to say. Otherwise, don't even say it. Don't even bother. If it has to do with YouTube, don't even bother to broadcast at all. I mean, zero. Zero. If you got something to say it. But be mindful. Be mindful of what you say, how you say it, who you say it to. Again, the title of the show having to do with consequences. That's the way I feel anyway. There's things in life that we really don't we really don't want to do. There are things in life that we are very reluctant to do, but sometimes you're faced with a situation where you have to do something. Well, you might be right there, evil rabbit. If there's such thing as a devil, I believe there is. I don't mean in a sense of religion. I think there are evil people. How you want to define the word evil. And it really has to do with their brain matter and how fucked up it is. A lot of people doing evil out there. The devil's son. Well, it's going to come a point in time that humanity is going to come to its knees in one way or another. You hear me talking a lot about asteroids and stuff. I keep on hearing more and more. There's an asteroid belt that is finally making its way toward Earth's orbit. Now, of course, most of these asteroids are not close enough to cause a difference. But they are monitoring this situation because there seems to be more and more and more. And to the point that China is even developing a defensive device they're going to put in space to obliterate these asteroids that have come too close. China's kind of not my favorite country for a lot of reasons, and probably a lot of yours, but They're very inventive, aren't they, in technology? Sometimes we got to do like what China's doing, and we have to develop defense systems. Sometimes you got to get defensive in life. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you're forced to. Like warding off an asteroid. That might hurt if it hit the Earth. Even if it's not the largest one, it's going to cause a lot of damage. If it's big enough, it's going to be just like the dinosaurs' extinction. That happened, and we have no doubt about it. Only things like cockroaches survive and things like that. But there's cockroaches in life too that walk on two legs. Think about that. I almost feel guilty that I just did another show. I'm ridden with guilt from head to toe. Why did I feel I had to do another show? Am I getting back into my old pattern again? No, I could actually assure you that I'm not. Or I'd be doing shows every single day and multiple shows every single day. I find that I have to say this when I do a broadcast. That's my, I don't know, I want to call it disclaimer, whatever. As I said, if I have something to say, I am actually very comfortable, again, in what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Let's see, Evil Rabbit says, no, it's us that pulls the trigger this time. Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm saying, I don't know what gives you guys enjoyment in your life. I have no idea. I have no clue. But whatever it is, as big or small as it might be, enjoy it. Because there may not be a tomorrow. And maybe not because of a health condition that perhaps you have, but environmental, or somebody pushes a button, or whatever the case might be. We don't know. Come on. We don't know. We don't know. So with that in mind, just kind of live each day that it's a gift. Look, I don't care what age you are. I'm not talking about age here. Like how young you are, how old you are, man. Just appreciate what you do have, because you're not in control of things in life like you think that you are. You may think that you're in control of things, but you're not necessarily true. Can't control how long I live, can you? You just try to do the best for yourself and hope for the best. That's all you really can do, isn't that a fact? Okay, I'm gonna relax that even more. As I said, I get a wild hair every now and then. I'm not gonna make no excuses for it. The fact that I'm actually doing a couple of shows, not at all. YouTube needs good shows. They need something valid and interesting to listen to. And I've always done my best to make that happen, because you know what? I could even bore myself. But when that happens, then, well, the quality of my shows just disappears. And that's when I disappear. Not that I don't put good material on. I'll argue anybody on that one. Some say Frank never puts on topic matter. Well, still got people listening. But as I said, my age can't go on forever. Well, apparently, if anybody's interested coming out to this region, the flights are starting on August 28th. They're going to do this into October. at the flight of a price of 888 pesos. Then it's going to triple. Problem is, you have to have a reason why you're going to take a flight from this island to Cebu or Manila. You don't want to just take a flight because, I want to get on that inaugural flight. You got to have a reason to do anything you do, right? Same as taking a flight. So you're all happy that they're getting some air service from your dusty little island. Well, it's a good thing, but they're not going to have like too many flights. And they're probably all going to be booked to Kingdom Come. Next time I have to leave my area, I'm going to do it my normal way, because when I do the mathematics, it's actually cheaper for me to take a ferry and take a grab cab for two people and go to Cebu or whatever. If it's going to be like 3,500, which is going to be the price after the inaugural prices, that's, 7,000 for two people. Okay, well, it's 3,500 for a grab taxi, but you can get them cheaper than that. You can get them all the way down to 2,000. Our grab driver happened to charge us get away with 3,500. That's 7,000 round trip just on the grab cat taxi. Okay, it'll be double that price if me and my girlfriend take a flight at its intended price of going to be around 3,500, somewhere around there. Right? That's 7,000 one way, and then, okay, coming back, that's on a flight, because per person. It's different in a grab cab. It's, the highest price is 3,500, no matter how many people you got in the car, but that doesn't work like that on a flight. It's per person. Per person. So, I think I'm just going to be happy with the status quo on that. Because I don't know when I need to go downtown. I mean, I can't, I don't know. Maybe a reason I need to go to Cebu or wherever else, but I'm not going to be paying. It doesn't matter whether you can afford it or not. Like I said, be a stickler on prices. Do the math. You want to hold on to money? Well, there's ways of doing that, but yeah, it's convenient. Instead of like a total of 5 or 6 hours of traveling to get to Cebu, you can get there in like 40 minutes or less. Well, that's a plus. But then from the airport, you got to take a cab to get to where you're going, right? Remember, times two people, 2 mints and wine. So you got to look at the mathematics of it. Oh yeah, it's going to be bringing so much tourism into this town because people from Manila are going to be coming here in droves. Yes, it's going to boost the economy. There are positives to that. Because if you're from Manila and you want to come to this island, do you realize what you got to go through to get here? You'll have to go from Manila to Cebu, fly at whatever their costs are, right? Then they have to take a bus, if that's their choice, or a grab cab. They have to take a bus, which is the cheapest route. It's going to take 3.5 hours minimum to get to where I'm at on a bus. Maybe more, but less if you take a grab cab. But look what you're going to pay for the grab cab. So you got to do the mathematics. You don't care about the money? Fine. But these flights are not always going to be available when you need it and want it because they're going to be booked up. So yeehaw! Finally, there's going to be these small commercial flights coming to the island. Revelation, you say? It is. In all consideration, it's a revelation. But it's not convenient for everybody. You know what the average stay is when you go anywhere? It's a lot of money. You got to eat out, accommodations, how many taxis you're going to take while you're in that town to get from point A to point B if you're not one of these people that like to go on filthy jeepneys. Choices you make. Like I said, choices. You got to make choices in life and you got to think them out. Because again, there are consequences on every single thing that you do. And that's something that you got to take in mind. Some of it is just common sense. As I said, I'm not a politician, but you've heard me talk a lot about this campaign with Trump and blah, blah, blah. Because I've never seen anybody get away with the shit that this guy has gotten away with, using immunity, using his power and money to get what he wants. But the guy falls apart, crying on the floor, wagging his arms and legs like a little baby when he doesn't get his way. Even money doesn't get you everything you want. That's a fact. Money's not going to really find you love, you know that. What you perceive as love in a relationship, no, money's not going to do that. I assure you. You either love somebody or you don't, whether they're broke, or they're comfortable, or they're rich. Things can only go so far. And what you're willing to tolerate to be with somebody, whether it's money that attracted you in the first place, better living, everybody has their reason to be in a relationship. So there's got to be a purpose in life, and there has to be a purpose on every single thing you do. Tell you what, you want truth, I'll give you truth. Because I have not been doing many shows on here at all. I've reached a really good comfort level. I feel no guilt. I've done, realistically, about 4 shows, realistically, over a period of time. That's my comfort zone. And sometimes, like I said, I feel guilty of doing anything on here at all. But here's the thing. I don't run away from things. I face things. I'm not going to run away from YouTube. No, it's a choice that I make not to be doing shows every day or any at all. It's a choice that you have to make. There's a lot of choices we have to make in life, period. Everything is consequential. Keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm not going to play it out. 41 minutes is enough on here. I want to thank you for coming in, tuning in. And take some of my advice we never did before. I'll give you something to think about. Every show I try to give my viewers, I don't care if you're trolls, I don't care who the fuck you are. If you get something out of my shows, then I've accomplished something. That's the whole point. Why do a show? If you got absolutely nothing to talk about, don't do a show. You'll be a better listener. And I would advise that to a lot of people, actually. You like YouTube? You really like it? Be that fly on the wall. It works a lot better. Because not everybody's going to agree with your own philosophy or politics or anything. That's just part of our choices we make. And I stand up for your choices. I stand up for my choices. I could decide to listen to whoever I want. Nobody's going to force me to listen to somebody's show. That's something I'll do voluntarily. But I've always said, if you don't like somebody's show, just don't tune in. Go find a number of million shows that are out there. If you're into this live shit, if you put it in live mode, whatever, you'll see whoever's on live. Could be in another country, whatever. There's plenty of people doing live at the same, any moment in time, actually. You got those choices to make. If you're a real YouTube freak, and you spend that much of your time, I guess I must be a YouTube freak because, well, I go on YouTube quite a bit. I don't mean I make shows a lot. I look up a lot of information on YouTube. A lot of my research comes from YouTube. really educational shows. I've learned a hell of a lot since I've been on YouTube. I've learned about human nature, that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. So I got something out of this. And if you got something out of YouTube, that's great. And I've gotten something out of it. I got a lot of bullshit out of it, that's for sure. But it all has to do with strength and character. It all has to do with being real. You can't be real, you can't be yourself, then you're shorting yourself. Why do that? Speak your mind. There's nothing wrong with speaking your mind. I'm an advocate for speaking your mind. If anybody who knows me real well, they know that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to kind of watch what you say. Have we all learned from this experience? I think a lot of us have, including me. Yes, you got to watch what you say on here. Somebody's always going to take something in an offensive way. Then they get really defensive. Then they become more offensive. It doesn't end. Does it really? Until they get the point. And they eventually do. Okay, I gotta figure out what I'm doing here, guys. I haven't even eaten anything yet. Gotta hit the machine. Yeah, sometimes it is more of a chore than anything to hit the treadmill and the other things I do. I admit it. But besides seemingly becoming a chore, in many cases it's really a necessity. Because sometimes we have to do things in life. Here we go. Right there. Sometimes we have to do things in life that we don't necessarily want to do, but we have to do. If you want to live longer, you want to keep your heart in better shape, right? If you want to live longer, you got to lose weight. I lost about 5 pounds. I'm at an ideal weight of a little over 168, and I was about topping out at 173 at one point. Not that terribly long ago, actually. Because I've been a lot more active. Except when I was coughing, phlegm from an upper respiratory infection, I was reluctant. So about 4 days, I didn't do anything on the treadmill. I didn't do dipshit. I didn't do anything. But you're feeling better, you get back into your routine again, which I did. Oh, I'm going to be making some definite changes in my life, that's for sure. I think by necessity. As I said, I don't talk about everything on my show. And I won't. Long gone are the days that I'm getting too goddamn personal. That only works against you. Works against me, works against you, works against everybody. So you want to be a YouTuber, really? Okay, you got that choice to make. What are they barking at? How you feeling? Maybe you got a visit today, maybe. She could be catching something too. You know that saying, what goes around comes around, my friends? Yeah, there you go. There was another plane, but it's not a commercial plane. The guy that runs this dive outfit at the airport, the guy is just racking up the cash. I don't know how many flights. It's a great job, excuse me. It's a great job. He just flies from the airport to a short distance away, unloads the people, they do their skydiving, flies back, gets the next passenger. You know how many times he's doing that a day? I can't count. I'm always hearing that plane going back and forth. Just now I did. Guy's making a lot of money. He had a good plan. But there's a question, how often is he maintaining that airplane? That's another question. They've done that in Hawaii, and there's a lot of crashes in Hawaii. They were more interested in the money. They want to get how many flights in as they can to make as much money as they can. But then they neglect to do some maintenance, and it causes the injury and death of themselves and the passengers. It's called greed. Oh, you know what greed is? We all do. We're all greedy in some form or way. I guess that's part of our self-preservation, isn't it? Right? What did they just write me here on that flight? You fill out this form, all your passengers, and after that, send us your details. We will give you a quotation for your payment. Name of passenger, birth date, age, contact number, prepaid baggage. They want to, I don't know what the baggage I would bring. I don't know. Get quote. I think I'm at the point where I was looking forward to having these flights, but not at what they're charging. Yeah, I know it only takes 35 minutes, whatever it is to get from here. That's great. I've been saying that for a long time. Who wants to go to that rigmarole of ferry ride for an hour and a half, maybe 3.5 hours or more on a taxi or bus or whatever, your chosen means of ground transportation? That's a choice you have to make. See, again, choices. Choices. So is it worth it for me? See, the thing is, it's not like they have frequent flights. You don't know when you have your next need to go to the big city, to get out of the province, get off the island. And you may have a specific date that you want to go to the big city. But are there going to be available seats? And a lot of times there's not going to be, because this is going to catch on. There'll be a lot of people taking flights. And they're going to be available when you want these flights. No, they're not. Anyway, I got to get off here. Okay. I think I got everything out of my system that I wanted to say. So there might be a pretty large gap in between till you hear my next show. Because quite frankly, I don't have anything else to really care to talk about. Sure, it's nice to talk about the election, Trump's usage of his power, the fact that he shouldn't even be running with 34 felonies, real felonies, using his immunity. I think they're changing that now. I just watched a guy's show that said that they're changing that around. He may not be able to use his immunity. He may have to go for sentencing, I think, in September. Imagine that. Hope he gets what he's got coming to him. There's some people that deserve what they get coming to them. I mean, truly deserve. Truly deserve. For good reason. This is one of the guys that, well, needs to be knocked down a few dozen notches. Imagine using religion and using the grazing of the bullet, which they said is probably shrapnel. I took this bullet for you, Republicans, America. I took this bullet for you, hand in the air with the fist. Like he had nothing to do with that little invasion of the Capitol. Please, how gullible can you be? I know it's your political party. I know, rah-rah, we got to stand steadfast with your political party. No, you don't. And how many people are changing parties now because they said, look, I may be a Republican, but this is bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do something that I never thought I'd do before. Change political parties. Give credit to these people that they woke up and they said, look, I don't want this guy to be running this country for another 4 years, whatever, to get back in an office. The guy is not mentally there. His cognitive abilities are going. They talk about Joe Biden, but he's having his own problems with that himself, as shown on many videos that I've seen. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's all hot air coming out of his mouth. He didn't know his ass from his elbow when it comes to politics. Good businessman, yes, he is. I can't remember the country being in the greatest shape when he was actually in office. My memory ain't that bad, and I don't remember anything great that he did. To have this guy in office, he's evil. There is such things as being evil. There is. I'm convinced of it. It doesn't have to have a religious connotation to it. Evil is evil. This guy's evil. So keep in mind something very important. You get pissed off at something, you know. How pissed off are you? What do you want to do about you being pissed off? What's the answer to that? Retribution? Is that always the answer? It may not be. It may not be. Things have a way of not turning out the way you want. And you're left thinking, shit, should have left everything alone. Left it be. But no, 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 no. You decided differently. Possible consequential. That's special.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what I said. Nico is a misdemeanor compared to Frank when it comes to that last 5 minutes. And looks like he's got dead air. He's probably going out for a smoke, or he's got to take a piss because, that's what happens when you have that large, large prostate problem. And his knowledge of politics really just stunned me. I enjoyed that. Repeating, just repeating what CNN is telling you. And he's finally off. Didn't even say goodbye. I wonder what's going on with Hamhead. Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Okay, I'll tell you. There's a Filipino that's got a case against him. He's got to shut his mouth now. He's got to be careful what he says. He's in a wee bit of trouble, guys. He's in a wee bit of trouble. Nico always needs 5 more minutes after 3 minute break extension. So I want to welcome in Don COVID, Mick Fisher, Steve 25901, Edward John Lippett, Sweet Pea. Uh, yeah, you guys, thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this. I just caught him live by accident, so I said, well, he's gonna delete the show. And I know, oh yeah, spaghetti sticks, you too. Good to see you. Karma, baby, karma. I'm not even gonna try to dissect what he said about Trump, Biden. It was just like, wow. Uh, oh, nothing to rebuttal there. Nothing to say. Uh, it was just, it was just fucking hilarious. It was like listening to an eighth grader talk about politics. Oh man. But I hope you enjoyed that I do this for you guys, because I know you want to have your say so as he's speaking live. And you're always welcome in my live chat. Oh, he is delusional, that's for damn sure. He's probably gonna go take a benzo. Maybe somebody told him that he was being simulcast. Oh, he can't say what he wants to fucking say. But guys, thank you for coming in. I gotta call it a night. I got dinner to eat, and I want to thank you all, and all of you, man. Have a good night. All right, this is Popeye One out.